In essence, we are not an insurer, but we are an insurer broker. So we are in between the client and the insurer. But of course, for us, data is key, so to say. And what we see nowadays, especially in the underwriting process, but also in the claims management process, before we had to rely on a lot of data, which was not that sophisticated. And as a result, the underwriting process or the claims process became not that efficient. Or as a result, prices were not very reliable or premiums were not very reliable. So what we are looking into nowadays is not so much performance-based underwriting or claims management, but we are really looking into how can data add our decision making. And I don't know if you've seen it, but a couple of months ago we acquired a stake in a startup, an artificial intelligence startup, because our strategy is actually twofold. Either we participate with startups in terms of data exchange, or we acquire or take a stake in startups so as to fuel our need for the right data, so to say. Yeah, we still prioritize data. We need to, because if we provide our offer to our clients, our products and services, one of the key elements or one of the key things they ask us is, how reliable is your product offering? And the reliability very much depends on the quality of data. So to say, how does their risk profile look like? How do their financials look like? How does their claim statistics look like? If these data from all those various elements are not reliable or are not sound, our product offering or service offering is also not that good or that sound. So it's key in our whole business profile, so to say. Yeah, for instance, what you see with policies and also with policy endorsements is that there are a lot of policies, of course, and there are a lot of policy endorsements. And what you see is that it can be quite different between each and every policy, whereas the risk is the same. So what we try to do is that we need data to have a uniform approach to policy wording, policy language, and of course endorsements, because otherwise it becomes so fragmented that it will heavily influence our business process. Well, I think from a traditional perspective, you have with an insurer or with an insurance broker, there are three big silos. You have the account management, the underwriting, and claims. These are the three main silos within an insurer or insurance broker. And I think that before, let's say, the internet era or the artificial intelligence era, we didn't know, or it wasn't that necessary to exchange information between all the various silos. But now with the rise of artificial intelligence, of the availability of data, of the comparison between various providers on the internet, it is key that all these different silos have a unified approach, both internally as well as externally. So what we try to do, and that's a very difficult process, as you can imagine, is that via the use of artificial intelligence, but also via the use of very large databases, so to say, to come up with an overall approach on top of all these different silos, so to have a unified data approach. But that is quite difficult, also because our company and a lot of insurers also are very large companies, very big companies all over the globe. So it is very difficult for these companies to come to a unified approach in that respect. Yeah, I think so, because in essence, the incumbent carriers, they try to do two things, basically. Lower their costs and increase efficiency. And by doing that, increase data quality. And the reason why they do that is because if they do that, they can have a better process in terms of underwriting. They can create higher margins and they can establish new markets or new customers. But all these incumbents, they don't have, or to a very low extent in my opinion, have the capabilities, the resources, the platforms, the people available. So it is vital for them, and therefore, of course, a lot of these companies, including myself representing Aon, are present at such a conference that Omni is host. It is key that we find here other parties, other companies, other people that can add to that very difficult problem that we are currently facing.